Today, we're going to get deep into the weeds on some numbers and some places where we, as a small press, and you, as indie authors, can make your money and where you should be focusing your efforts to maximize your income. So, strap in and put on your little visor, your little green visor, and let's get into some numbers. Hey there, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. I'm John Hartness. I'm the founder and publisher of Falstaff Books, as well as the author of over 40 novels, including The Black Knight Chronicles, Bubba the Monster Hunter, and Quincy Harker Demon Hunter. And today I want to talk to y'all about a kind of misconception that I'm seeing on the part of some authors that are working with small presses or authors that are self-publishing. And I want to correct this misconception. And that idea is that the majority of your sales are going to come from convention appearances. If that is where most of your money is coming from, then you are making teeny tiny profits and you are not making enough money to live on. And that's the brutality of it. At Falstaff, we do usually a couple dozen events a year, ranging from pop-up markets to Comic-Cons to massive events like Heroes Con, Dragon Con, and this year we did KatsuCon. So we'll do everything from 500-600 person events to 100,000 person events. And convention sales are but a drop in the bucket for how we make our money. But it seems to be the thing that far too many authors want to focus primarily on with their marketing efforts. And this is not how you build a sustainable career. I love conventions. If I didn't love conventions, I wouldn't do so many of them. I wouldn't work with so many conventions to help produce a great event. But they are not what pays my mortgage. They are not what feeds my cats. They are not what feeds me. Conventions are a fantastic way to network, to meet new fans, and to solidify relationships with existing fans. You can't do better than sitting in a lobby bar sharing a drink and story time with a fan that has become a friend of yours. That's incredible, and I love doing it, and I would never discount the positive role that conventions have had in my career. But it's not where my money comes from. And it won't be where yours comes from, because the math just don't math for that. And we're going to dig deep into all of that in this video. So first, let's look at the breakdown. We're going to look at the 2025 percentages for our Falstaff's gross revenue. And that's going to be broken up into, cat, do not push my tripod. Come on, kitty. That's Daisy. She's pretending to be camera shy, and I'm sure she will jump up here at some inopportune moment to come say hello to all of you. Her fans, not my viewers, Daisy's fans. But anyway, this year, and I'm filming this at the beginning of December, so we've got most of the year sorted, unless the floodgates break loose for the next 3 weeks. This is probably how it's going to go. 22% of our sales, our dollars, our gross revenue came from print book sales. That is Shopify, that is conventions, that is Amazon print, That is Ingram print. 22%. 31% of our gross revenue came from audiobook sales. That's a little fuzzy because I didn't go through and run all the numbers from other audiobook publishers. This is just ACX numbers, but it's going to be within 1 to 2%. 48% of our gross revenue this year has come from ebooks. 48% of our gross revenue came from ebooks. If you are a self-published author or a small press author, your money is in ebooks. If you are a small press publisher, your money is in ebooks. Your profit margin on an ebook is dramatically higher. Your sunk costs on an ebook are dramatically lower. And we're a fairly successful mid-sized press, and almost half of our revenue comes from ebooks. Now, print has taken a chunk out of that. Our print numbers, percentage-wise, have grown over the past few years, as have our audio numbers. I'm not going to address audiobooks very much here, other than to say if you can afford to produce audio for your work and a book is selling in other formats, then the book will likely be very valuable for you in audio. But let's be real, if you're not selling anything in print and ebook, it's probably not worth the money to pay for an audiobook for that book, unless you're writing in specific genres that live and die by audiobook. Lit RPG makes a bucket of money in audio. That may be the exception. But in most other genres, if you're not selling in ebooks and you're not selling in print, it's not going to be worth the money to produce the audiobook. Because audiobooks are expensive. They're a couple $1,000s to produce. And yes, someone in the comments will say you can use an Amazon or Audible virtual voice. And I will say I am against any generative AI, and I am staunchly opposed to utilizing fake-ass computer voices to replace narrators. I would rather you just not do the audiobook than do a half-baked piece of crap, computer-generated AI slop. You've heard this from me before, but hey, look, you got a little mini rant out of me. Good job. So, obviously, your focus should be on promoting your ebook sales. Now, let's drill down a little more on some of those numbers. That 22% roughly in print breaks down to 9% out of bookstores, about 5% out of Shopify. And yeah, there's some fuzziness because we do sell ebooks on Shopify as well, but most of what we move on Shopify is through print. And then convention sales are 8% of our gross annual revenue. Wow, John, you only make 8% of your gross annual revenue off conventions? So why do you do so many conventions? For us, for me, conventions are marketing that immediately pays itself back. I do not view conventions as a huge revenue stream. Obviously, it's only 8% of our gross annual receipts this year. I view conventions as an opportunity to market our work and offset those costs with sales. So essentially, it's free marketing, or maybe on a good show, it's marketing that I'm paid to create. That's where conventions work for you as an author. As the primary focus of your marketing, they are not worth a flying crap. You have to market your other formats to make money. That means you have to promote your ebooks. You have to promote your books on your social media, on your YouTube channel, where this year we've had almost 500,000 views on this YouTube channel. 413,000 at the time of recording, to be precise. And yeah, I'm being a little optimistic about what we're getting the rest of December if I'm thinking we're getting 500,000 views. But hey, a lot closer than we've ever been. I'm really happy with it. So our reach on social media platforms is dramatically greater than our reach at conventions. I ran some numbers. I took just a quick guesstimate. I looked at our YouTube views for the year, 413,000. I looked at our number of Facebook followers on both my personal account and on the Falstaff account, and we can reach about 7,000 followers across those two accounts, and we have about 4,000 followers on Instagram. I didn't look at TikTok because we don't really do TikTok anymore. We can only focus on so many elements of social media, so we've chosen YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. All the conventions we've been to all year have a rough total attendance of 210,000 people. That means that if I put a book in front of every soul that walked through a convention where we were this year, it would be fewer than half as many people as saw our content across social media in the same period of time. You cannot build a career purely off selling books at conventions. Yes, I have friends who are trying valiantly to do this. They still have day jobs. So far, I've been proven correct by the fact that they still have day jobs, or they have family money, or a spouse with a good job, or they're not making a living wage off their book sales at conventions. It's very, very difficult to be profitable. It's very difficult to be break even at conventions. I figured it out, and for a convention that we do, let's say it's a convention in Atlanta. I do several of these a year. If I'm doing a convention in Atlanta, it's about 5 hours from my house, depending on how many times I have to stop and pee because I am old, and that's a thing that happens. Let's say it's 5 hours to get there, 5 hours to get home. It's a couple of hours ahead of time to load the car. It's a couple of hours ahead of time to do inventory, order stuff in. It's a couple of hours when I get home to unload the car, check everything back in, and reorder inventory. So it's a solid day of prep and recovery, plus the 3 days of the convention. And if I'm doing a Friday, Saturday, Sunday convention that's 5 hours away, that means I'm leaving Thursday to get there the night before so that I can get up in the morning, set up at a leisurely fashion. Oh my God, I forgot tablecloths. I can run to Wally World real quick and pick up tablecloths. No, I didn't just have to do this year at a convention in Greenville. Not at all. No, yep, sure did. So that 3-day convention requires 3 nights in a hotel, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll usually leave Sunday afternoon to come home. An average convention hotel now is $200 a night. So that's $600 in hard costs there. We're going to say it's $100 in gas, so we're at $700. Then I've got to eat. I am not a small man. I enjoy eating. We're going to say it's a minimum of $75 a day for 4 days. So that's $300. Oh, look, we're at $1,000 in fixed costs before I pay for my table, which most of the time we do have to pay for. Now, we're in a different league than most people selling at small shows because we can't really display our wares on a single 6-foot table, although I'm trying to do that on Sunday of this week, and I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but hey, we'll see. Anyway, so we're usually doing 2 tables. Let's say I pay $100 a table, so that's another couple $100. We're at $1,200 before cost of goods sold. Figure that the books cost me 40%. So that means if I sell $1,000 worth of books, 400 of that is a hard cost. If I sell $2,000 worth of books, $800 of that is a hard cost. So that would, let's say I sell $2,000 worth of books in a weekend. Let's say they cost me 40% of cover. So that means that I've got $1,200 in profit. I'm still in the hole for a 3-day convention, selling $2,000 worth of books. That's $120 paperbacks. The vast majority of authors in Author's Alley at a 3-day convention are not selling $2,000 worth of books, which translates into, if you're paying for your own hotel room, if you're paying for your own travel, and you're paying for your own food, and you're paying for the books that you're selling, you are likely losing money. So why are you doing conventions in the first place? Because it is a great way to network and it's a great way to market. But it's not going to build you a profitable career. You have to reach more people. I don't care if you're doing every giant Comic-Con, Expo, Con, whatever you call it, in the country. You're still going to be in the red at the end of the year because the costs climb commensurate with the size until you get to a place in your career where a lot of these events are comping your table or are covering your hotel. And you're not there yet and likely won't be for a while, if you ever get there at all. A lot of mid-level successful writers don't ever get to a place where they get free booths at conventions. I'm not going to go into which conventions comp our tables because that's between the convention and me, but when I was starting out and for the first decade that I was doing events, that number was 0. It's slightly larger now, but it is not every convention. We literally spend tens of thousands of dollars every year attending conventions and setting up at conventions, and more tens of thousands of dollars on inventory for these conventions. And we're also very good at hand selling. Myself and Teresa, who usually runs our booth, my sister Bonnie, who sometimes works our booth, we're really good at this part. You're probably not yet. It takes a long time to get good at it. My point is that to market your books effectively, you have to focus on the things that are low cost, high return, and that's going to be your ebooks. And to market your ebooks, you have to go where the customers are. You have to go where the readers are. I am not telling you to immediately log on to r/fantasy and start blasting about your brand new fantasy novel that's better than Malazan. Because one, if you say anything's better than Malazan on r/fantasy, you better have your flame-proof underpants on, because whoo, those boys love some Steve Erickson. Don't blame them. Erickson's great. You can come meet him at Con Carolinas this coming June in Charlotte, North Carolina. Go to concarolinas.org for more information. But more to the point, I am not saying that you need to be an absolute shill. I'm saying you need to go where the readers are. And you need to make yourself visible. And you need to produce content in those spaces. Contribute to discussions in those reader spaces. And have your books in your signature. Have something in there. And then when someone asks for a recommendation and they say self-promotion is okay, then you can do that. But please, as you are looking at how to build a career, understand that as a small press or self-published author, conventions are great marketing and not terribly profitable, and bookstores are largely useless to you. Ooh. Sacrilege. Why would you ever say that bookstores are useless to me? That's going to be another video coming soon. So make sure that you have subscribed. You can leave a comment down below telling me what a jerk I am for giving you such a cliffhanger, and it'll promote engagement and help the channel. So thanks for that. And you can feel free to comment down below how wrong I am, and it'll promote engagement. So thanks for that. But yeah, feel free to like, subscribe, ring the bell to get notified. And if you want to see your name on the screen and get all our videos a couple days early like these nice people, you can become a member of the channel. And that'll help us directly. So tune back in very shortly. I mean, not in your time. I mean, hey, maybe you're watching this in the future and you can just click right there and see the next video on why bookstores are not how you make your money as a small press or self-published author. But till then, bye.